Hello. Today we are going to dissect owl pellets. So every table group should have these kits, and you have one for every 2 people. So what you're going to do is you want to make sure that you have 2 paper plates. You have forceps. Yours might be plastic. They could be blue or they could be clear or opaque. And you want to make sure that you have a couple of toothpicks. Now, you're going to be partnered with somebody that is willing to touch the owl pellet. I know some of you were concerned about thinking it was gross and not wanting to touch it, so you're going to be partnered with somebody that will do all the dissection, but I still expect you to pay attention and also make good observations about what's inside the owl pellet, because I think you're going to find it's really cool. Okay, your owl pellet is this little thing wrapped in tinfoil. It kind of looks like a little baked potato, but rest assured it is not appetizing, so you do not want to eat it. You want to carefully unwrap your owl pellet, and this one looks like it has an extra layer. Oh, look at that goodness there. Now remember that owls cannot digest the bones and the fur of the animals that they eat, so they end up regurgitating what they cannot digest, and that is the owl pellet. Okay, now once you have your owl pellet unwrapped, you want to carefully try to pick it apart without breaking any bones. So you have to be real delicate. You don't want to, jab at it. You want to carefully pick it apart. I think it's best to start with the toothpick, and you can kind of hold it with your forceps and just start slowly pressing into it to break it apart. And you're going to see fur on the inside, depending on what your owl had eaten. Oh, and already I can start to see some bones. So what I want to do, why I have that extra plate, is I want to carefully take the bones out. Oh, look at that one right there. That's a nice one. And I'm going to take it and put it over here. So far so good, right? And here's another bone. Oh, this one looks like a hip bone. And I'm trying to get all of the fur off of it. Sometimes you might just have to put it back down on your plate and use your forceps to actually pick the fur off, like so. And there I have my nice little hip bone. It's almost like operation, except this time you don't get buzzed. And you just want to continue to pull your owl pellet apart. Make sure that you get all the tiny little bones. See, here's some itty bitty thin little bones that almost could be mistaken for grass. That looks like a rib bone. And the goal of this is you want to try to figure out what your owl ate. Again, if you look at the learning goal, you need to be able to trace back the energy through the food chain, and it always starts with the sun. That is your critical content for the lesson, to be able to trace the food chain back to the sun, all the energy through. Remember, owls are carnivores. They eat meat, and most likely the little animal that was the prey was an herbivore. It's probably going to be a rodent of some sort. Some of you may find birds. I had a class one year that found 4 baby bird skulls. It was quite fascinating. And I will just continue to dissect and pull my pellet apart. And what I want to do when I'm finished, when I have all the bones, I'm going to sort them into different piles. And I'm going to use the chart that I passed out to you guys. And I'm going to start categorizing and keeping track of all the different bones that I found. And tomorrow we're going to try to recreate our skeleton, coloring in any bones that are missing. And then we're going to graph and compare our findings with the rest of the class. So I will turn it over to you guys now and have fun. Remember, don't put it in your mouth. Enjoy.